The Taliban are reportedly going door-to-door seizing girls as young as 12 for sex slaves to celebrate their climb back to power. Resurgent militants have seized large parts of Afghanistan following the withdrawal of US, NATO and Britain troops after 20 years. Afghanistan's fate hangs in the balance as it starts to slip back to the Taliban's medieval rule. Taliban fighters have reportedly celebrated their resurgence by snatching girls as young as 12 from recaptured cities to be their sex slaves. Commanders have ordered imams to bring them unwed women aged between 12 to 45 for their soldiers to marry because they are viewed as ghanamat, spoils of war. Faiz Mohammed Nouri and his family fled Taliban-seized Baghlan for the capital Kabul after their home was burned down. But he warned, Kabul is also not safe. If they take over Kabul, they're taking your daughters, your wife. They don't care. MP Simon Clark said yesterday, quite apart from the horrific consequences for the people of Afghanistan being returned to medieval rule, and the security ramifications if the country returns to being an ungoverned space, what message does this send to the allies of America and the West? The Taliban have taken control of 14 of the country's 34 provincial capitals since August 6. The insurgents have taken control of Afghanistan's second and third largest cities as Western embassies are preparing to send troops to evacuate staff from the capital Kabul. The capturing of Kandahar and Herat is a devastating setback for the government. Ghulam Habib Hashimi, a provincial council member for Herat, said, "The city looks like a front line, a ghost town. Families have either left or are hiding in their homes." Terrified residents who fled Kunduz last week told of jihadists beheading anyone linked to the US-backed government. One female journalist described fleeing an unnamed city in the north and going into hiding with her uncle for fear she would be hunted and executed. The defeats of major cities fuel fears the Western-backed government could fall into the hands of the insurgents as international forces withdraw their troops after 20 years of war. A U.S. defense official cited U.S. intelligence this week saying the Taliban could take Kabul within 90 days. And 80% of them are women and children, Shabia Mantu of the UN Refugee Agency said. Many of them are fleeing from rural areas to Kabul and other cities. Jens Lark, a spokesman of the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, added, "They are sleeping in the open, in parks and public spaces." A major concern right now is simply finding shelter for them. The UN World Food Programme sees food shortages in the country worsening and added the current situation has all the hallmarks of a humanitarian catastrophe.